Life is the bed you make, you know? You get to decide every day if you make it heaven or hell. Bed of Roses was going to be the name of the album before I had even written the song Bed of Roses. Something about it just encapsulated everything I was going through when I started writing this album. And some of these songs date back to 2017. It really does encapsulate about 10 years of lessons and heartbreaks that I went through. I'm trying to plant good seeds of intention. I'm trying to take the sad heartbreaks of my life and make sad music that makes someone feel a little less alone when they're feeling the same type of heartbreak. And also I wanted to put a few songs on the album that makes a woman want to get cute and go out. So I tried to balance all of that, but I don't know. I think it's just that I spent so long wanting a boy to bring me flowers until finally I realized I could grow my own. I wanted this album to kind of be a broken heart mantra that you can kind of sing to yourself, specifically No I Ain't on the album. I really wanted that one to be something that when a person needs to love themselves more than the person that doesn't really love them, I just feel as if sad songs get me through. So I hope that people feel safe and a little comforted when they listen. Probably the hardest song to write on this record, it was No I Ain't, because it was a heartbreak I was going through of a friend of 5 years that I really thought we were going to be something, and turned out he was wanting something much more casual than love. So writing No I Ain't and Back Again about the same heartbreak, it was earth-shattering. I remember playing the work tape for my best friend, and literally I stood in a corner of my bedroom and cried looking at the corner because I said I couldn't look at her and hear the song. It was cathartic, I think, to get these songs out. So we had finally finished up the album when I started on the romance novel. And I remember that first meeting they gave me with the literary agent, and they said, you know, normally we take 8 months to a year to write a book. We have 2.5 months to get it to final edit and print. All I did was I wrote 8-10 hours a day. I mean, I think I roasted my feet because I would sit in front of the fire in my kitchen and just write all day. And I realized I was maybe rotisserie chicken, you know, cooking my feet, but they survived, I survived, and I just feel so fulfilled getting to just make this book. It feels as if it's like another chance to paint the landscape of the album that I've already tried to paint production-wise and lyrically. When I started writing the songs for this album, they were really just me journaling. It's me kind of taking a songwriting session and trying to make therapy out of it. And so getting to put it into a book, I remember having to kind of re-script it. I actually wrote the book in opposite order because it felt as if it told a better and more concise story. Bed of Roses, the novel, is actually a small town romance. It is about the main protagonist, Sam. She is trying to kind of find herself. She's my age and she's going through similar things and heartbreaks that I've went through. As she's trying to find herself in this little town, she really runs into some different characters. She finds some wise sages that help guide her, and it was very rose-themed. You'll understand when you read it, but it's all about a woman following her intuition and identifying sturdy, good love and grasping it when you can. It takes a village of very talented people to make an album that an artist is really proud of. And I've had that village of amazing people around me. Jeff Hyde and Benji Davis helped me write the title track, Bed of Roses, and they're just incredible musical geniuses. Also, Luke Dick came in with Jeff Hyde on Bread and Butter. I got to write 2 of the songs on this record actually with Steven Wilson Jr. Before his artistry really launched, you know, I knew him as a songwriter. I knew him as a great thinker. I have a very safe community of creators. I'm very grateful for them. I love Carolyn Brown. I grew up sneaking her novels from my mom's bookshelves and my Aunt Pumpkin's bookshelves. Also, the first character that I really imagined when I was coming up with the idea of the book, I saw this older lady named Kathleen after kind of a pseudo-grandma of mine in my hometown. We weren't related, but she was my grandmother. She passed away a few years ago, and that loss was very impactful for me. So I based this main character off of Kathleen, and along came Carolyn. And I feel as if the energy that Carolyn brings in, it was exactly what we needed for me to be able to come across in the book as the main protagonist, because I'm going through similar things she was. I was around the same age. I think we created something special, but I wouldn't have been able to create it this way and make it this special without Carolyn Brown. Think of the book as all of the Easter eggs and all of the backstories to the synopsis, I guess, of the emotions in the album. It was cool to dive back and find songs that I had written in 2017, 2018, and bring them back to life in the organic sound I wanted to create around this album. There was some uncomfortableness in trying to pick the songs and seeing, do we want to go fully in the path that we are going? But I feel as if I've honed in on my sound, and I feel as if I'm more authentically myself now than I was when I was younger. And I think that just comes with the years and the songs that you create. But I think that this album really does translate into who I am right now. I feel very strong that I'm moving in the right direction. Some of the influences probably surprise people, but Mitski is a big one. I referenced the Rolling Stones. I referenced David Bowie. I referenced Limp Bizkit in one of the songs, Bread and Butter. And I had a lot of fun bringing stuff in from different genres. I feel like that is the key to being able to reference people, but keep something uniquely you in the translation of something from a far different genre. So I love getting my influences from everywhere. I mean, even some Disney stuff, Alan Menken, incredible. But I really try to hone in on the different genres and pull it into kind of a country fried version of it. I am so excited to play Cleopatra because I love something with a split tempo. I love something that shocks people and surprises them. Or how long, honestly, because it's one of those songs whenever I've played it live, I've only got to play it live a few times at this point, but every time I do, the couples that are a couple drinks in, they look at one another longingly, and then they go to slow dance, and then the vocal riff comes and that crazy guitar solo, and it's just so much fun that they snap their neck back and look, and that just is a really good feeling when you have something that makes people want to dance, but also there's a vocal point or a musical point that people go, wait a minute, and they want to really tune in. And I'm just excited to bring the book out on the road and maybe get to read it to some people during meet and greets and things like that. And I'm excited to see what people write on Goodreads. We'll see what the reviews say. So please write something nice or I'll cry. As someone who loves painting and doing multimedia art in general, the coolest thing ever is I've got to build kind of more of a visual word world, I guess, based off of 262 pages versus 3 minutes at a time, So I wonder what the next album will bring and what I'm going to want to translate it into. My name is Caylee Hammack, and I'm One Country's March 2025 Artist Pick.